Pentecost Sunday, and of course this is an important day for the church as we pause to celebrate what we normally call the birth of the church on that Pentecost, when the disciples were in that room. They were filled with that Spirit of God and began to proclaim the gospel and God's presence in the world through Jesus Christ. We think about that being an exciting time, but really, I think it was more than just the birth of the church. It was a calling for those disciples at that point. We think of the graduates now, and they've been given all kinds of tools and things to work with over these years and that education process. And now they begin to understand and discern with all the equipment that they've been given, what they're going to do with that, how they're going to use it, what their calling is going to be. And I say calling because it's more than just jobs or what you do for a living. But it's taking the gifts and skills and talents that you've been given and using them. And using them in a creative way that just fits who you are. It's a lifelong process. And this is one step for the graduates in this process. These disciples, as they were in that room gathered there together, yes, it was the birth of the church. But now, just as the graduates, they're going to be leaving home, moving on to other things, they're basically going to be on their own. When you stop to think about it, so were the disciples. Jesus was no longer going to be physically present with these disciples. And now, so to speak, they were leaving home. They were taking the equipment that they'd been given and called to go out and to build the church. And they did. And that's pretty exciting. And it's pretty exciting to be a part of that. And really, our faith should be something that's exciting for us. It should have some excitement for our lives and being a part of this when we stop to think about it. I like the attitude. One high school student here who's an athlete, football player, and the coach from a large Division I college was recruiting him. Hadn't really seen him play that much and had some questions for him. He says, "I understand you do the passing for the team." He says, "Oh yeah." He said, I completed 100 passes with only one incompletion. And that was because the receiver fell down before the ball got to him. The coach thought, that's pretty good. He said, "I understand you play defense too." He said, "Are you a good tackler?" He says, "Oh, I'm a really good tackler." He says, I tackle hard. In fact, every time I tackle a player, that player never runs in my direction again. That's how hard I hit him. They just don't want to come my way. That's all there is to it. Coach is thinking, that's pretty good. He said, "I understand that you also kick the ball." "Oh yeah." He said, I've got a great foot. I can really kick it. In fact, every time I kick it, I have to hold back because if I don't, every time I kick it, it's going to go out of the end zone. Coach is thinking, wow, this is a dream come true. And he said, "Well, tell me." He said, "Let me know." He said, "Do you have any weaknesses?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "I do lie a little bit." But he had the enthusiasm. I like his spirit. I like his spirit. He had the enthusiasm. Really, that's the way we should be about the church. Especially at Pentecost and what we're called to do and what we're called to be. Sometimes we have a tendency to kind of understate our faith. When we really should be going the other way, especially when we stop and think what we've been given, the task that we've been given to do. And it's really pretty exciting. It's because God has given you and me the task of taking this beaten and battered world and taking it and bringing it back into a right relationship with God. That's what we're called to do. It is to take this world and bring it into a right relationship once again with God. To bring wholeness, to bring fullness, to bring life as God really intended it to be back into this world in some way by whatever things that we can do or be a part of. He's called us to bring life to the hearts of those who are empty, who are hurting, and to make a difference, to be a part of building His church, just as those first disciples were such an important part of building that church, and how exciting that was for them. Bringing the world back into that relationship and doing it as a unified body. In John chapter 17, Jesus had a prayer about the church. And he was praying with the disciples. This prayer was all about the church. And one of the things he really prayed about was to bring unity to the church. Unity to the church. And he's done that. You stop and think of that mixed bag of disciples so many years ago. Do you think they ever imagined what the church would have been like 2,000 years later? Do you think they would have imagined this is what happened from that small group of individuals? And it was a small group of individuals empowered by the very Spirit and power and presence of God, and it made all the difference in the world. Starting off with that small group in that room, going to 70 to hundreds, and as I told the children, if you read through the book of Acts, there were so many coming in that they just said there were multitudes. They couldn't even count them. That's what they were a part of. And it's a matter of taking the tools that we've been given and using them. Taking those tools we've been given. One of my favorite stories really is Acts chapter 3, those first 10 verses, when Peter is encountered by this beggar, this crippled beggar, in front of the temple. He's going up the temple steps, and this guy is sitting there, and he's begging for